My name is Charles Mertz, and I'm the third, retired from the U.S. Navy as a commander. I went from there to command of an LST, the Suffolk County 1173. During that period of time, that was during the period of time of the Cuban Missile Crisis. The LST I was on, of course, we were fully loaded with Marines who were ready and able and anxious, as Marines are, to get off again. They didn't care where, but we were, of course, cruising around Cuba. Fortunately, we never did have to put them ashore in Cuba. I'm not sure that we really felt a lot of tension. We knew we had a job to do, and we thought we were pretty well ready to do it. We knew that we had a whole bunch of Marines on board and knew that they were ready to do their job. And it was just a matter of, we were part of a large amphibious landing force. And we just had to make sure that we fulfilled the things that we had to do in that landing force. I was not aware of any real feeling of tension. You get to the point that if you start worrying about things like that, things that you have no control over, that you can't do the job you're supposed to do. And I think that was the feeling of most of the people that I knew at that period of time. Well, as commanding officer, you are responsible for the ship, and for what it does and what its people do. You have to know enough about seamanship and how to run a ship to do the things that you're assigned to do. For instance, with a seagoing ship like they're all seagoing ships, but like a destroyer, you very definitely try to keep from running aground. With a landing ship, that's one of the things you do, is run aground regularly. So there's a little adjustment there. But you're responsible for training the personnel on board, for making sure that all of your equipment is working properly. If it's not, you see to it that somebody gets it fixed, or if you need supplies to replace parts, you have to make sure that somebody's ordering it and getting it taken care of. You have to know the rules of the road so that you don't run into somebody else. And it's you have the ultimate responsibility on board. Almost all of that time was spent in the Caribbean. We of course came back to port and came back. Our home port was in Norfolk, and we would of course come back there. We were not out at sea all of the time, but the places that we went were primarily in the Caribbean. In fact, I spent most of my seagoing time on all the ships I was on in the Atlantic, Mediterranean, or Caribbean. The only time I was in the West, in the Pacific, was on the aircraft carrier during the Korean War.